Hello, my name's Jazz. Today I'm welcoming Fraser and Pete, and we're going to talk and put a spotlight on inclusion. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Morning.
My first couple of questions for you are, we're going to be talking about Brad's time, I think, with you guys. Brad's from Harrison College. And my first question is, what went or worked particularly well in your experience?
I think he fit in. Once he got the hang of it, I think he fitted in really well with us. Anything we asked him to do, he'd have a go at. But when he first came, he was quite withdrawn. He didn't really talk to people.
We were really quiet.
Yeah, once we got past that barrier, after a week or so, he got talking, and then we worked out what he'd be good at doing. We tried him at every area that we do in our particular area, and we found that he was really good with numbers, which fit in with a lot of things we do.
Okay.
Because a lot of our stock is numbers, whether it's a product number or counting. And once he'd found that out, he just went.
He was in his element then, wasn't he? I think the all-round communication was really good as well. You know, between Pete, his team, and Harrison College, played a massive part.
Yeah.
So, what would you say our main challenges were then, establishing Brad into your team?
I think with us, it was basically if he'd fit into that environment, you know, whether he himself would be able to fit in, and whether my lads would be able to fit him into their environment.
It was the unknown at the start, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was
the unknown. Definitely.
Yeah, very different.
Very different, yeah.
How inclusive and accessible do you feel our current approach is?
I think very. I think we've got the right approach. I think maybe we could do a bit more at shop floor level, with regards to promoting it, maybe.
Yeah.
Because of what we do, we sort of sit in the middle and we see the corporate side and we see the shop floor side. I think, and it's not a negative at all, but probably more of a push shop floor wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what more do you think we can do to remove barriers?
I think you just got to give them a chance. That's the main thing. Everybody deserves a chance, and they're no different. You know, they might have their own obstacles to as to the way they live their life and things like that, but they should be given a chance to basically work. You know, because
everyone's got a niche, haven't they?
Yeah.
Everyone's got what they're good at, and it's finding that niche in people and you know, exploring what they can do and what they thrive at best.
Yeah. So Brad is a neurodiverse individual, and opportunities are few and far between. These are kids that fall through the cracks. What ideas do you think you've got for future opportunities then? How can we improve the offering that we currently do?
I think, you know, there's a lot of opportunity, there's a lot of ideas. I think it's endless what we can do. I don't think there's anything we can't do.
Is this a great start?
It's the right start.
I think what we should do is when we get the individual in, we should do a zone assessment on him, like we did in our area.
Yeah, we did. We worked together.
And then
hard.
what we found out, like I said, we're good with numbers. Now, if we'd have found out we're good with something else that we didn't do in our particular area, then perhaps we should have gone to another department and said, you know, this lad's going to be really good at. He could help you and you could help him.
So maybe more work in the prep.
3 week in your department, 3 week in another department, maybe mix up a little bit.
Just to see, but once you know what they're good at and you know what they don't like, but there's no in between with such as Brad. He either likes it or they don't. Now, if they don't like it, you're better off trying to find what they do like.
Yeah,
it's
so
pointless asking to do a task that they don't want to do, because they won't do it. They'll struggle to do it. But once they find out what they do like doing, well, yeah, as I said, they just go.
So maybe then next time, instead of just fixing them in one area, which is what we normally do, we look at moving them about, which is
and depend on the individual. It might suit them, it might not suit them. It might suit them to stay in one place.
Yeah.
Depending on the individual, we could sort of play it by ear as we went along. If they feel comfortable, because for me that's the most important thing. If that individual feels comfortable, then we know we've found that position for that individual. You know, let's leave him or her alone, they're comfortable. You know, if they want to express an interest to move on to another department, and maybe we can do that.
Fraser's right, because when Brad first came to our area, I could see, like at break times, he was on the edge. He didn't want to join in with anybody, he didn't really talk to anybody. And then after a couple of weeks, he wasn't sat on the edge anymore, he was sat in the middle of them, listening to what they were saying. And then it went from listening to what they were saying to joining into what they were saying. And they're always having a laugh, they're always having a joke, and eventually he were doing part of that, and you'd have thought he were part of his team that we've had for years.
Did your team take extra care then, do you think?
They did in certain points, but mainly to do with work.
Yeah, I think what Pete's team done fantastically well is just kept it normal.
Yeah.
They didn't change. They didn't change anything they did. They didn't.
The only time they really looked after him was when it come to anything he was doing work-wise. They made sure that he didn't expose him to anything that could get injured with, anything like that. And then, but in the environment between themselves, they just treat him as normal. And that worked wonders for him, he loved it.
So his confidence grew. How long do you think it took his confidence to grow?
You could see the difference after the first week, slightly, and then week after week after, then he just got better. And then it become days it got better and better until, you know, from the space between the first week and the end of the second week, it was 100% different.
Excellent. You would be more than happy to have another intern then from Harrison College?
Absolutely.
In the future?
Absolutely.
Anything you'd like to add?
To be honest, like I said before, if we could have found a position for Brad, I would have employed him. Definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely, 100% agree with that.
So, you know, so that would have been full circle then. You know, you found somewhere, because I believe he was leaving. I'm not sure if he was leaving Harrison College just after that.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself,
he did find employment.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I expected him to be honest, because
I think we like to think that the work he done with Pete's team helped him with that employment, and gave him the confidence of that employment.
It did. It made a huge difference to him. Gentlemen, thank you so very much for taking the time to speak to me today. Thank you.